Oracle application. Let's see that. Fixing the publisher report, we have to register an Oracle application. When we want to register an Oracle application, yesterday we were getting a Java issue, right? So we need to uninstall and install Java. That takes some time. Like I just thought of installing and uninstalling, but I have some other work to do, so I did not do that. So let's do one thing. Like for now, let's keep this aside, and we'll start with a new concept instead of spending time in that. Okay, and maybe by Monday I'll try to do that, and then we'll see XML publisher report. Let's get it to another concept. Now, whatever we have done in Oracle report registration, like creating an executable, creating a content program, and then creating an XML registration process. All this is, I mean, normal. Like how do we do a registration of an Oracle report? We'll do the same thing. Only thing is like we have to move this file to Unixtop. So to move to Unixtop and all, I should have an access. So whatever I'm showing, like 12.2.2, we don't have Unix access also for me. Anyways, like that's a long story, but XML publisher report registration process. The topic is report registration. Like how we have done Oracle report registration, like report registration the same way. This is also. So let's see on Monday, and we'll discuss another topic called as interfaces and conversions. Okay. Report registration we have done. This we will do it on Monday. So for today we'll discuss on interfaces. If you remember, we were talking about RISE components, right? So in RISE components, I said it's reports, interfaces, and conversions. Now we'll see interface and conversions. We have already seen report. Okay. So basically, what is an interface and conversion? Whenever you give Oracle application to a client, a new system, whenever you give to a client, okay, you will be giving a brand new system for him. When you give brand new system, he will not have any data, real data to see whether that particular application is working or not. If he has to test that whether it is working or not, the real data and all, what happens is you should have a real real data of his own data which is in the legacy system, so that he can test the application and see and say that how it is running. Okay, to do that he should have his legacy data completely in our Oracle application system. if he has to have his legacy data in our Oracle application system, what we need to do is we need to migrate all the data. It means so legacy system means is whole old system. Old system is called as legacy system. Okay, that can be some Oracle, or that can be Oracle old version, or MS Access, SAP, or something, whatever it is. His old system is called as a legacy system, and from there we are bringing the data to Oracle application. Okay, so once it is there in Oracle application, then you can test the system with real data. Okay, so basically when you bring all the data from legacy system to Oracle application system, that is called as, in simple language or in simple terms, it is called as data migration. Why you actually need to bring all the original data of his legacy system to Oracle application system? Whenever you give a new software to anyone, you will ask, hey, can you test the software and tell us whether it is working according to your requirements and whether it suits to your business or not. But when he want to test it, what he will be testing? He'll be printing the data, he'll be running some reports and see whether the data is correct or not, or whether calculations are correct or not, all this. But if you want to see his data or calculations and all, he should have his data, because Oracle application is a new brand software what we have installed for him. So to test that, definitely he should have his data, what he is having earlier. Maybe his customers' data, his suppliers' data, or his employees' data, or every day whatever he is doing transaction, that data, he should have that data. Then only he can test perfectly. So to do that testing and all, first of all, and to maintain the system and to use the system also, of course, it's not only for testing purpose. So later on we'll be using an Oracle application, right? So he should have the data. For that, what we do is we use something called as data migration. And the same data migration is called as here interface or conversion. Okay, I'll tell you what is the difference in interface and conversion. Okay. For the first time, whenever you're bringing the complete data from legacy system to Oracle application system, it is called as conversion. Only first time. It is one time process. Okay. When you do the same process periodically, it is called as interface. Okay. Why do you do periodically actually when you talk about? Okay. Conversion, as you said, first time we'll bring the data and the data is already here. So it is already migrated. The user can start working with the system. He'll test it out, and later he'll also continue using the Oracle application system, and all that's good. But then one-time process where we call this, we bring all the old data as a dump to new Oracle system. Okay, how do we bring in all? I'll tell you later. So for now, let's understand the concept. So one-time process, what we do is we just bring the data, and that can be called as conversion. So once all the data is already in Oracle application, why we have to do periodically again? Sometimes what happens is, not sometimes, maximum, like it happens, because user got used to his legacy system for past some years. Okay, let's say from past 20 years or 15 years, he's using already his Oracle application system. Now, all of a sudden we have given him an Oracle application. Okay, so when we give Oracle application, we can't expect him to start using the Oracle application system from a day one. We'll give him an Oracle application system, we'll do the data migration, the complete data is already here. Then we say, hey, your data is completely in Oracle application system, now you stop using your old system and start using Oracle application system. We can't tell that because that's a new system for him. So we have to train him, and then he should get acquainted with the system. Okay, he should be comfortable because that's completely new, and it takes a lot of time for him, at least for 6 months or 1 year, it will take some time. Sometimes after implementation also, business users will be like, they are comfortable with the old system, like old users, a bit of aged people. They'll say, hey, at this age I can't learn the Oracle application system, and I think I'm comfortable with the old system. Maybe some other people will be working among 15 or 20 staff. Some one or two will say that I can't start working with the Oracle application system. That's completely new. So I would like to use my old system, but then I would like to see the reports in your new system because your reports are good. So what happens? We can say no. So we say fine, okay. For 6 months or 1 year, you take some time and then you start using the old system as well as new system parallelly. But one or the other, you have to get acquainted and get into Oracle application system. Sometimes users will say, no, I just want to, let's say in my legacy system, there's something called as payroll process. For payroll process, all my users are comfortable with the old system. We don't want to use the payroll in Oracle application system because we are using some other software, some old software, which is very good for us and we are very comfortable with that. So we will be using payroll system in our old system, but we would like to see the reports of payroll system in Oracle applications. How do you do that? You should have a data, right? Latest data you should have when you want to generate a report. Then we will give a promise saying that, okay, fine. We will migrate the data periodically every month on a particular date or on a particular month end. We will migrate all the data. And then we will also do a conversion for the first time, and later on we will do parallelly you start using both systems and we will migrate the data in every month end or quarter end, that is 3 months, or if you want daily also. But how do you do that? Do you keep migrating every day? No. You write a program, okay, a small program, okay, and then you schedule the program. Schedule the program and says you will tell the program that has to be running every day or every month. Okay, you will just simply create a code and then PL SQL package, that is, you will register as a concurrent program like how we have done for Oracle report. Okay, and then we will say that this program has to be run every day at 11 o'clock. This program has to run on every month, 31st or 31st of every month. Okay, so once it runs the program, what it will do, it will bring the data from legacy system and it will drop into Oracle application system. So interface and conversion is that process. So basically conversion is done only for the first time once, but interface is done periodically. It is not only periodically it is done, the interface is done like in one case what I told you, like most of the time they will be using both systems, and especially some of the systems at least they will use and they'll say that we are comfortable and we want to use this one. That is one thing. Other thing is Oracle application has different modules like AP, PO, OM, AR, like this different modules. All these modules are integrated with each other. Okay, so how it is integrated with each other? Why it is called as integrated? It means interlinked and related to each other. Integrated from one particular module to another module whenever the data is being transferred. That is also called as interface. Because the data is being transferred on a daily basis from one place to another place. Simple example for an interface I'll tell you is, I have purchased some goods for me. Okay, I have purchasing screen where I entered some data and I purchased it. Then I stored in inventory. Okay, I stored in inventory and that is stock room. Okay, once I store in inventory, okay, after inventory screen is different and inventory module is different. Now I have to sell this goods. So I will sell this goods from order management. Order management is again a different module and different screen. I can see the data of inventory in order management. After selling the data, okay, I will receive the amount in receivables. Okay, so when I receive it in receivables, okay, and I can see the data. Finally, I will post in general ledger. Okay, so it means these are different modules. Purchase is different, inventory is different, order management is different. But the flow is from purchasing to general ledger. It is going like this. Here I have bought the item, I stocked it, I sold it, I received some amount, and in general ledger I'm recording that amount. Hey, this much amount I got it after selling it, and what is the profit and what is the loss. How it is, whenever we are doing this flow, this process, when we are doing it, each and every area is different. Okay, purchasing is different, inventory is different, every screen is different, every module is different. It means almost it's something like different softwares. Though it is an Oracle application, different applications. Okay, these tables will be different, these tables will be different. But purchasing, whenever I do and put it in inventory, from there I can see in order management when I sell it. After sales is done, I can see the same item in receivables. After receivables is done, I can see the same item in general ledger. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to do some process, but then the data is being transferred automatically from one location to another location. How it is being done? It is being interfaced. Interface is just migrating the data from one place to another place. So that will be interfaced automatically. Okay. Next. So that can also be called as interface. It means, okay, within Oracle, okay, between modules, interface is done to migrate the data. This is called as flow of the data. Okay, by integrating modules. It means related modules. Okay, this is also done. So automatically it does. It will do. How it is automatically done is the interfaces are already written as a programs, and those are scheduled, as I said. So whenever you do this process from purchasing to general ledger, automatically the data will flow in and out. So that is also called as an interface. Okay, that's a very important concept. Interface. And a technical consultant will always do this process in implementation project. So why in implementation project is because implementation project is a new project for the first time when we do for an Oracle application when we're giving to a client or a customer. So first installation is called as an implementation. So he'll have a brand new system, and that time only this work will be done. So basically we write PL/SQL package, that is PL/SQL code, what we write it, okay, to do all this process. Now let's see what exactly we'll be doing this in this process. As I said, for conversion or interface, the process is the same. As we discussed, like it is legacy system first. In this legacy system, we have some data like this 101 Raju. Okay. Some employees data, let's say 3,400 commission. The department number 30 is working. Like this, some data is already available in the system. Okay. So in a table it is available. Now this data has to be migrated to Oracle application system. So user will be giving this data in a notepad or a Pocket text pad or Excel, and this data, whatever he is giving in notepad or text pad or Excel, is called as comma separated version file. This is called as in simple CSV file or data file. So he will give the data file. So once he gives the data file, okay, from legacy system we will be receiving a data file, and that will be separated with a comma like 1010 Raju or 3000 and all, or it can be separated with a colon, space, anything. So data file will be given. Once this data file is there, basically when you do a migration, data migration, when you're doing, what happens is you should have two tables to migrate it. Okay, from one table to another table you can migrate it. You cannot migrate from text pad to table. Why we have to migrate from table to table? Because column mapping is required whenever you're doing migration. What is column mapping? In the old system I have something called as employee number. Here I have employee number. Okay, that employee number should come and sit here. In old system I have e-name. Here I have EMP name. Okay, in old system I have sal. Here I have salary. Okay, in old system I have DEPT-NO. Here I have DNO. Like this, you should have two columns saying that, hey, from old system this column should come to new column of new system. Something you should say like this. But you don't have any columns when you see here the data file, right? So that's the reason the data file should be converted into a table format. Okay, so if it has to convert it into table format, what should be done? We have to use a method called as SQL loader and convert into a table format. It means we also have to create a temporary table, okay, and using SQL loader process we will be converting the data file into a table format in a temporary table. I will tell you what is SQL loader when we come to that point. For now, just remember, SQL loader is one of the process which will convert your data file into your table format file. Now, how do you create a table? I mean, when you want to create a table, you should have columns. Then you should know what is the column name. You should also know what is the data type of that column name. Okay, how much size actually that occupies in that. So, how do you judge like what column names have to be given in? It's simple. You know that finally you are passing the data to Oracle application system into a table. So in Oracle application system, let's say you have an employee table. You're passing the data to Oracle application system and employee table. So take the same example of Oracle application employee table and create a table here, duplicate table. Okay. So you can just take that table and then you can create it. Next, once that is in the table format, okay, then we will do a small validation, which is also called as business validation. Okay, business validations are done. What are business validations? Business validations are something like, now I'm seeing here, employee number will come to employee number, employee name will be coming to EMP name, salary will be coming to salary. First of all, whenever a new system, a new brand new system is given, okay, to an Oracle application system is installed, you will not have anything as a set. Okay, you need to configure the system to make up running. It means to use that system has to be configured. Okay, what is configuration? Let's say you have to create an organization, you have to create employees, then you have to create departments, you have to create all your employees, okay, you have to create all your customers, then you have to put all the dates, calendars, okay. All this configuration means you have to just create an organization structure. First of all, you have to create a company and company logo, then you have to form how many departments you have, how many branches you have, what are the names, what are the numbers for that departments, okay. what is the meaning of the particular department, then how many employees there that you have to enter it. These kind of minimum configuration have to be done, okay, before you bring the data to Oracle application. If you bring department number 30, it will say, what is this 30? I don't know. You have to say that there is something called as department number. Or let's say you're typing some USD, okay, currency something. So it will say that what is USD? It doesn't know USD. When we type USD, it doesn't know. We have to tell first of only that the amount will be in USD. Simple, whenever you try to access any like bank sites or websites or something, sometimes it will ask you which language you want. English or French or Hindi, okay, kind of. Simple, Google, when you say, by default it will be in English. When you want it in Hindi, what you do, you click on that language, right? Then only it will set all the environment to Hindi and it will start showing you Hindi search and Hindi words and all. The Google will be shown in Hindi or Telugu and all. So what you need to do is, whenever you are trying to search or whenever you want to access that particular site, you need to set an environment saying that English, or you have to decide it. Whenever you say Hindi, it is already showing in Hindi. How it is showing in Hindi? Because he has already configured that particular page based on the language the user selects. That is called as configuration. It is setting all the environment. Okay. So that validation have to be done. Business validations are nothing but the same thing. Whether we are using currency, okay, what calendar we are using, and then whether employees are already there or not. I mean, employees at least have to be defined as an employee, or departments at least. Okay, we are migrating the employee data, we can say departments are set or not. All this business validations have to be done. So to do these business validations, how we do is, we will do with a PL SQL code. We will write a small PL SQL code and we will do business validations. Once business validations are done, okay, we will copy this data in the PL SQL package itself. We will copy this data to a table, Oracle application table. And what is that Oracle application table? Is it an employee table? What we are talking, we will be copying it. No, it is not an employee table. It's called as interface table. Okay, and after interface table, it is the final employee table, which is Oracle application table. Okay. In fact, our goal is to bring the data to employee table, which is an Oracle application table. But here we are bringing to an interface table. Why we have to bring to an interface table? When we were discussing about tables, I said, I think I just told you interface tables. There will be something called as interface tables, and which is underscore interface types of tables, underscore all, underscore v, when we're talking about. So interface tables are nothing but mediator tables. Okay, intermediate tables or mediator tables, which will help us to transfer the data from legacy system to Oracle application system. Basically, Oracle application system is the final system where the user will be using it, and the employee table in Oracle application system is called as base table or seeded table or standard table. There are many names. Whichever is given by Oracle, the final table called as seeded tables or base tables. You should not always migrate the data completely directly to base tables, because there will be a lot of dependency tables, history tables, okay, and if you don't migrate the data properly, what happens is, okay, there will be some issues in future when you run the reports, or once the data is already migrated, you can't take back. So that's the reason what Oracle suggests is, please bring the data to interface tables, and I'll take care of transferring the data from interface table to original tables. Your job is only to bring the data to interface table. So once we bring the data to interface table, copy this, we just write some small command saying insert into the so table. Once it is there, we have something called as open import programs. Okay, so open import programs is nothing but again concurrent programs which are given by Oracle. Okay, and that concurrent programs will be given by Oracle to every module. PO will have its own interface tables and import programs. AP will have its own import programs and interface tables like this. So once it is an interface table, when we just run open interface program and we run that, automatically data will be migrated to the base tables, which are the original tables. So this is the complete process for either conversion or an interface. Okay. Only as I said that conversion and interface difference is conversion is one-time process, interface is periodic process, and the conversion will not have most of basic much validations, but interface will have validations. Because why it will have validations is, we will say from this particular month to this month you have to bring, and while bringing it, see that this particular data should not be there. Some conditions you'll have validations. But in Oracle conversion, for the first time you bring all the data, you will bring all the history data also here. Okay. And the other difference in interface and conversion is, so conversion is not scheduled program, but interface is always a scheduled program. Okay. They'll just schedule it whether every day or every month and all will do, because it has to be done periodically. But both the processes are same, both the coding is same, and we'll be writing the same PL/SQL package, and we'll be using the same SQL loader process. So from legacy to the last Oracle application system, whatever I'm saying, it's completely the same what we have to follow. It means you can say it's one thing, the same thing. It is one interface and conversion. It is almost one. Only thing is, when you take the same program and schedule it, it is called as interface. So this is the process. Now, in interface also you have types of interfaces. Inbound and outbound. Okay. When data is coming from other system to Oracle application, it is called as inbound. It means when the data is coming in. Outbound. Okay. When the data is being transferred from Oracle application system to outside, then it is called as outbound. Okay. So basically we'll be listening this in customer care center saying that we don't have outbound, we have only inbound. They will have only incoming calls. Okay. Basically Oracle application system, whenever you are bringing the data, is called inbound. So when you are bringing the data into Oracle application, it is called inbound. When you want to send the data from Oracle application system to other system, do you really do that? Because Oracle application system is a target system for a customer, and we have to bring all these old data to Oracle application. But then why we have to send from Oracle application to other systems? We don't send Oracle application data to other systems. But then sometimes what happens is, the user will say, hey, I have huge data in a table. Can you just bring out the data and give it to me? Okay, wherein you can put it in an Excel and give it to me, where I can just do some calculation and pivot table reports and all, which is used for me. So whenever you are just pulling out the data from Oracle application system to a text file or Excel file or something, that is called as an outbound. And this outbound can be called as, basically this outbound is done by users, but user is not a technical person. He will ask us to do. He will say that this is the data what I'm expecting, can you do it? Sometimes. And basically, if user is not doing, at user level also, at user place also, we'll have some IT people. They will do it. Okay. And this can be done in Oracle application system. This can be done in your old legacy system also, client legacy system also. Now here I was saying, user will be giving a data file for us like this. in a text file or Excel file or Notepad. How he will give this data file when Excel and Notepad? Because he will also have his data in tables only, right? So he has to follow this outbound process to bring the data out to a text file or Notepad, and then he has to give us. It means basically outbound is done by a client, inbound is done by us. Sometimes even outbound is done by us because as per user he doesn't know anything technically, so he will ask us in Oracle application whenever data has to be come out, then we will also do an outbound. So that is called as an inbound and outbound interfaces. So for inbound, this is a process, whatever I explained you. Okay. For outbound, it is simple process. You have to just write a select statement and you have to bring the data. That's it. Nothing else. We'll see that when we start writing the program. We'll see. Nibali, we already discussed about types of tables and all in starting classes, right? Underscore all, underscore b and all.
Yeah, Venkat.
And did we discuss this also, multi-arc?
Yeah, we have discussed about that.
Multi-arc structure, right?
Yeah.
We'll be defining an operating unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do an outbound data first, outbound interface, and then later we will do inbound. Okay. I'm just connecting to the database. I'm just checking, it's taking some time. TNS timeout is basically when your network is not connected, it gives this error. But then it is fine. This is where you can just write your statements. Then you underscore user. This is a normal select statement, right? Select start from FND user where row less than equal to 10 or something. The same, like when you write like this, let's say user details are getting migrated. You will just write in small other format saying username, creation date, created by. But we were saying like we will be getting a comma separator, right? So that why we have to give a comma separator or column separator or something is user will, I mean, whenever the person who is migrating the data will come to know for a separation, this column name is this column name is this, or this is the data like that. If you just put 101 and besides you put 3000, if you don't put a separator, it doesn't know. He'll put 101, 3000, everything into one column. So if you just put a separator, he can split into columns. That's it. To make a separator, what you need to do is you just need to use an operator called as concatenated operator in your keyboard, shift, and above enter key you will have an operator. Okay, and put it in single quotes, comma, and close it, and write again this. Pipe symbol is called this. Okay. So comma, any separator wherever, whichever you want it. Okay. What happens is for column to column, whenever the data is there, to make a separator, this will be used. And you do this. You got the data. See 1, 4, 1, 0, 1, and this comma. Okay, and 30th June 95 1, like this here. Now right click and save as Excel file. I'm just putting it as one.excel file. It's already there, like some name, and say OK. See, you got the data here like this. But then here it is showing user underscore ID concatenation of comma separator, like this. It is showing it. It should not show like the title should not be shown like this. It should be shown something else. So what you can do is, instead of getting all user ID comma concatenate and all, you can just say simply out data or processed data or something. Processed data, some label you just give, so that the title you will get only processed data, and you can also do it for a text file. As I said, if you want to make it in a text file, you can just say like delimited text, and it will ask you which separator you want, pipe symbol, comma, semicolon, and there's already a comma separator, but still if you want to make it something else, you can make. And here you can write it using one.txt and say OK. You got this data. Now process data is a label, you can just remove this. So this is how the data is given for us. Okay, and basically when you give a data, it won't be this line. Okay, as it is from delimited text, when we said it started giving this. Okay, we can also do export to flat file. This also can be done. Okay, export to flat file, and if you want to give a specific file name here and then path or something, you can give here specific file name. I'll say one.txt. To file, right? So data file, you can give it here. Desktop. Yes, you want to replace it. And I was talking about SQL order, right? You can use SQL order and you can do that. Invalid specified. Please provide data file and line. Data file is C document library one.txt, and okay, it's already done. So just go and check it here somewhere. We have one.text. Okay, so what you need to do is you have to just simply say export to flat file, and you have to say generate columns. Okay, save the specific file to some name, and execute it. So now execute it. Because this path is not given, now execute it. Provide, please provide data for lines for a call. Right? So you should also give, in options you have to give this data file name, and here you have to give the generate column so that execute it will go. Otherwise, simply if you want to make it save as, you can just say save as, delimited text, Excel file. You can also write HTML. Insert statement also can be generated. You can just give this options and you can give here and say OK. So whenever you do this, that is called as an output. But then there's one question here. Now, when the data has to be bring out, you will do it. If it is only one time, the user will ask, hey, can you bring the data? You'll just write a select statement, migrate the data into a text file or something, and send it to him in a mail. But then he'll say, this process I want to do periodically every month from the table. I want to bring out the data on so and so dates, based on from this date to this date or something. Some filtration where parameters he has to give. Then he'll say, why can't you make this as a program and give it to me so that I can start executing it and then I get the output. And then I'll say in view output I'll be getting the data and then I can save it as a file and I can take it. Why can't I do this? Yes. If you want to do something like that, then what you need to do, you can't ask user to come, hey, this is a select statement, come to Toad and run this select statement and you will be getting the data. He doesn't know what is a select statement. He will always expect as a control program. Everything he'll be expecting as a control program. Control program or report or anything like where from Oracle application system he should navigate, he should execute that, and then he should get the data. Now, if you want to create an outbound program as a control program, what you need to do? We can write the select statement in an Oracle report and we can tell, hey, this is the report, you run it and you'll get it. But report data, you will get it in PDF, right? Okay. In control program window, whenever you're registering a control program, there's an option called as PDF, text file, XML and all. We have selected PDF. If you give text file, again you will get this data in text file. But again, that's a lengthy process. Though you get in text file, creating a report is like you create a report, you design that layout part, everything. That's a big complicated one. Okay. Instead of that,